I was creating some dub techno on the polyend tracker, and there were a couple of things that I wanted to share with anyone who is interested. And so for the sub bass sound, what I have here is just a really simple bass sample that I created in Ableton. And if I go down to wavetable, it converts that bass sample to a waveform that you can use in like a wavetable synthesizer. And so what you want to do is you have two parameters here. You have position and window. Position is just a value on the x-axis that allows you to kind of scroll through the waveform here. And the window is how large of a portion you want to use for your waveform. So once you find a sound that you're happy with, you go over to the instrument parameters. So as you can see, I have my low pass filter set at 31. And then what I want to do is go into my effects, and in my effects, one thing that really works well on the polyend tracker is the bit crushing. And since I had the low pass filter set at such a low value, I can go ahead and really crush this to the lowest bit depth of 4. And I want to put some overdrive on it to kind of really bring out that bass as well. So once you have these settings locked in, you get a really good sub bass sound. It sounds great. And that's what I'm using on the track that I'm sharing. So another thing in dub techno is, an unmistakable part of the sound are the chord sounds. In a perfect situation, you'd want to use actual synthesizers and a mixing desk to really kind of bring out the sound and vibe that you're going for. But you can kind of get some cool stuff going with a sampler as well. And so I have a C minor chord that I created in Ableton. And if I go to my sample playback on the C minor chord here, it's just a basic C minor chord, one shot. And so for my volume envelope, I have, just some basic, I kind of tweaked it a little bit. It's all to taste. And what you can also do that kind of create a different, some variation every time the chord hits, you can go into your cutoff here, set it to an LFO of random, and then you can kind of adjust the steps to taste. And then I found that the amount of 10 worked pretty well for what I was going for. And what you'll notice is that every time that chord hits in your pattern, it'll sound slightly different. Sometimes since it is random, it may sound kind of the same, but it really does a great job when you're trying to create variation with those chord one shots. It's kind of similar to the feature I would use in Ableton, where you maybe have the LFO max for live device, adding some randomness to your filter frequency and filter resonance. So yeah, that's kind of a quick and easy way to create some variation with your chord one shots, and also create a pretty good sub bass sound. So anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and share the project file. Hope everyone enjoys it. Have a great new year.